Whether it's actually airing on your telly box or a subscription-based streaming service like Netflix or Amazon, there's some truly phenomenal TV coming in 2017. And it's not all about superpowers, there really is something for everyone. I'm James from GamesRadar, and these are the TV shows to watch in 2017. Warning, the spoilers are plenty if you haven't seen the previous seasons of these upcoming shows. Game of Thrones, Season 7. Not sure if you've heard, but Game of Thrones Season 7 is happening in 2017. Oh, you did hear? Then you know it's not showing until summer at the earliest because, ironically, winter came late to many of the season's filming locations, which delayed production. And there's going to be heaps of winter in this season. We know pretty much everything about the season thanks to a leaked script and a whole bunch of pictures snapped by fans and fan sites. Regardless of the wealth of illicit info though, it's virtually guaranteed that Thrones 7 will have a whole bunch of delights and surprises for us. What happens when Dany lands in Westeros? What's next for Jon and Sansa? How will the White Walkers breach the wall? And will Gendry finally land his boat? Stranger Things, Season 2. If you're seeing buzz cuts and a resurgence of massive glasses with clear frames on the street, you might be experiencing the fan fallout from Stranger Things, Netflix's smash hit of 2016. Set a year after the events of the first season, Stranger Things Season 2 will explore the ramifications of Will's time in the Upside Down, as well as the encroaching supernatural events which will continue to affect Hawkins. All of the original cast are going to be returning, alongside some new faces. And don't worry, Millie Bobby Brown is going to be present in some way or another as the telekinetic 11, though God knows where she could possibly be after destroying herself along with the Demigorgon. Stranger Things Season 2 is going to be released at some point in 2017, but until then there's a tirade of fan theories, cosplay and art to get your Hawkins fix. Twin Peaks, Season 3. It could be said that there isn't really any bigger TV event in 2017 than the return of Twin Peaks. It's one of the most pioneering and influential shows ever made. David Lynch's supernatural mystery thriller, come goofy affection soap opera parody, come warm winter comedy, come deeply disturbing rural horror story, is directly responsible for everything from The X-Files to Stranger Things to any deliberately weird genre show you've ever loved. But it's never been bettered. Utterly unique in tone and masterfully written, directed and played, the series' original run was only marred by the premature end that left a lot of dangling questions. With Season 3 picking up in real time, 25 years later, there's bound to be even more, but hopefully a hell of a lot of very interesting answers as well. American Gods, Season 1. Bouncing between HBO and other networks for the entire 21st century, it was starting to look like Neil Gaiman's story about a war between pre- and post-industrial gods was never going to get made. As it proved with Ash vs. the Evil Dead though, Starz is all about making impossible projects a reality. Its version of American Gods looks like it's full of the same mad ambition and spirit as Ash, as well as a killer cast stepping into the roles of old and new gods. Centering it all is Ian McShane as the cantankerous, irresistible Mr. Wednesday. And from what we've seen so far, it's looking like an incredibly faithful adaptation as well. Star Trek Discovery, Season 1. After 6 different TV series and countless movies, it seems we're still not sick of Star Trek because a new TV show is heading our way in 2017, and it's called Star Trek Discovery. Season 1 is set 10 years before the original Star Trek series and in the Prime universe rather than the rebooted Kelvin timeline. A first look was released at San Diego Comic-Con this year, showing the test flight of the USS Discovery, and in a surprising twist, the main character of the show will not be the captain. The casting is being kept under wraps for now, but we do know that the character will be female and referred to as Number 1 for most of the series. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon's Michelle Yeoh, Doug Jones and Anthony Rapp will also be joining the new crew. It was originally slated for January, but that's now been pushed back till May, but nevertheless will be heading back to space come 2017. Sherlock, Season 4. Benedict Cumberbatch will be back as the enigmatic detective Sherlock Holmes in 2017 with the 4th season of BBC's Sherlock. Since Season 3 ended in January 2014, and with only a Christmas special to keep us going, fans have been eagerly awaiting more from the detective duo. And in 2017, they'll be rewarded with 3 new episodes called The Six Thatchers, The Lying Detective, and one that's yet to be titled. Despite Moriarty's appearance in the trailer, the Sherlock team insist that he's definitely dead, and that Toby Jones, who will be playing Culverton Smith, will be Season 4's villain. Very little else is known about the new season, but considering the shocking ending to Season 3 and the chilling trailers we've seen so far, things are going to get very dark for the detective. Black Sails, Season 4. One of the lines muttered in the official trailer for Season 4 is, "The time calls for dark men to do dark things." And while it's true that Charles Vane, who was actually a real pirate in the 1700s, will be missed, there's plenty of other dark characters to take up that mantle. Blackbeard would be the obvious choice, but nearly everyone has something to prove. Anne Bonny will need to show her new crew that she's a worthy captain. She most definitely is. Flint and Silver will be heading back to Nassau after forcing the British to retreat from nearby waters, and Eleanor isn't likely to last much longer on the island without a huge change in her fortunes, is she? Question is, who will send her down to Davy Jones's locker? It better be Max. Marvel's Iron Fist, Season 1. Danny Rand is a fascinating character in the Marvel pantheon. On the surface, he's a painfully familiar archetype. Iron Fist is a white heir to a vast corporate fortune who inherits a mystical power while training in Asia. So he punches things rather than magics them like Doctor Strange or robots them like Tony Stark. Race is at the heart of Danny Rand's journey. Raised in the ethereal city of Kaon Lun, Danny is an outcast and viewed by his peers as a thief of power that shouldn't belong to an outsider. Given how thoughtful Netflix Marvel shows like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage have been about identity, Iron Fist should make for another round of powerful binge watching that's more than just another punch fest. Powerless, Season 1. If you love the DC comics but felt the slate of movies and TV shows starring DC heroes was a little too dour, NBC's new comedy Powerless is where you want to put your attention. Rather than putting focus on the cape-wearing do-gooders, Powerless focuses on an insurance company that handles claims caused by superhero collateral damage. These are the type of people that have to distinguish if damage caused by a fight between Wonder Woman and Cheetah qualifies as an act of God. You know, since Wonder Woman is herself a demigod. With Vanessa Hudgens in the lead and starring comedy greats like Alan Tudyk and Danny Pudi, Powerless looks like the jolt of joy that DC fans need. Midnight Texas, Season 1. Midnight Texas looks like a cross between Preacher and Penny Dreadful, which is a thing we really want to see. Based on a book series by Charlene Harris, who also wrote the True Blood books, NBC is turning it into a TV show for 2017. Season 1 will follow psychic Manfred Bernardo, who moves to the town of Midnight for a fresh start, only to discover that his neighbours are all vampires, witches, werewolves and angels. Even a town such as this isn't immune from danger though, and when a body turns up, it risks starting a war between the non-human and human communities in Midnight. While the subject matter might feel tired, how many supernatural TV shows do we really need? One look at the trailer convinced us this is one to watch in 2017. Legion, Season 1. When Noah Hawley, the man behind the Fargo TV series, has a new project, you know it's going to be interesting. Even more so when it's basically an X-Men show. Legion is the name of Professor X's institutionalized son who believes he's mentally ill. He's not, obviously, he's potentially the most powerful mutant in the world. In comic book canon, he suffers from schizophrenia, with multiple personalities all controlling a different power. How the show will play that out isn't clear yet, but the casting and performances we've seen so far are strong. Dan Stevens from Beauty and the Beast gives a charismatically twitchy performance as the star. However, what's really exciting are the brief, teasing glimpses of mutants using their powers, suggesting this will be as much about action as it is about characters. American Horror Story, Season 7. There are few series quite as variable in quality as American Horror Story, but there's been enough genuine brilliance over the past seasons to stay excited for the next episodic slice of nasty from the incredible ensemble cast. As ever, the theme of Season 7 has not been revealed, but co-creator Ryan Murphy has confirmed that we'll get to revisit the history of some of the characters from Season 4's Freak Show. In terms of clues to the theme though, all we've got is a tweet from the official American Horror Story account showing this video. A series of unfortunate events. Season 1. Netflix has been on a hot streak with its original programming, and the 2017 calendar kicks off with the video service taking on this popular children's book series. Neil Patrick Harris has our attention for any project he signs on for, and this role of the dastardly villain laced with goofy humour seems right up his alley. After all, few people would look so good in the array of costumes he dons during the course of this official trailer. Of course, this is material that has already been given the movie treatment, so seeing the tale serialised into such a lavish-looking production should be an interesting comparison, especially for fans of the original books. The 8 episodes of Season 1 all drop in January, so we won't be waiting much longer to see how it stacks up. Emerald City, Season 1. Emerald City is a gritty reimagining of The Wizard of Oz. Wait, stop rolling your eyes. Yeah, it sounds a bit tired, but taking the vibrant world of Oz and imagining how it would function with a layer of our own real-life politics and personalities applied is an interesting question. especially since Dorothy still crushes one of Oz's most powerful figures during her arrival. Emerald City is actually based on the Land of Oz series rather than the 1939 musical adaptation, so don't expect any musical numbers about seeing wizards. And you might not recognise familiar characters like the Scarecrow, Tin Man and Lion at first either. You'll probably spot Toto without too much difficulty though. Emerald City will air on NBC on January 6th in the US, with no current UK release date planned. Into the Badlands, Season 2. If you're wondering why you've maybe forgotten Into the Badlands existed, it's because it was absent for most of 2016. A short 6-episode season at the end of 2015 drew enough attention for AMC to sign up for a second season, however, which is due in 2017. The premise is that for centuries now, after the fall of civilization, mankind has returned to a feudal system, run by barons and enforced by warriors called clippers. Think post-apocalypse by the way of American South, with a healthy mix of daredevil-esque hand-to-hand combat. New Baron the Widow has her sights on taking down the most powerful Baron Quinn, which leads to a whole lot of argument settling by the way of glorious martial arts fighting. And that is a lot of TV to watch. Let us know what you're looking forward to in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more entertainment news, reviews, previews and features right here on GamesRadar Plus.